Picture this, it's the mid-80s. Hair metal is blaring on the radio, shoulder pads are practically structural components of every jacket, and Detroit is still trying to shake off the lingering automotive hangover of the malaise era. What was Buick known for? Cushy, comfortable rides like the Riviera and the soft-riding Electra. Performance? That was firmly Corvette territory, a realm Buick simply didn't dabble in, or so everyone thought. But deep within a tiny, almost clandestine engineering skunkworks at GM, a couple of brilliant minds were brewing something truly audacious. Turbocharger engineer Pete Hanna and V6 guru Bob Cole had a crazy, perhaps even blasphemous idea. What if they took the already stout 3.8-liter Grand National motor, a V6 that was quietly proving itself, and pushed it to its absolute limits? The results, they hoped, would speak for themselves. GM management surprisingly gave them the nod. Why? Because NASCAR still held immense sway, and the old adage, win on Sunday, sell on Monday, still moved metal. Even if it was a V6, a performance win for any GM brand was a win for the whole company. Suddenly, a brand known for its comfortable cruisers had an unexpected shot at building a true wolf in sheep's clothing. It was a chance to redefine what a Buick could be, a chance to inject some much-needed adrenaline into a somewhat staid image, and a chance to make a statement that would echo for decades. The Grand National first rolled onto the scene in '82, a somewhat unassuming Regal with a turbo V6, but by '86 it had truly found its menacing stride. It wore sinister, all monochrome black paint, sleek alloy wheels, and subtle turbo badges that quietly, confidently bragged about the beast lurking beneath the hood. Magazine covers absolutely adored it. Car and Driver famously and perfectly dubbed it Darth Vader's car. Buick couldn't build Grand Nationals fast enough. They sold every single one they could bolt together. Yet, even with that success, dealers were practically begging for something even nastier, something truly ultimate. The clock, however, was ticking. Buick desperately needed a final unforgettable statement. The marketing suits too needed a story, something far bigger and more impactful than just another decal package. Enter ASC/McLaren, a relatively small, highly specialized Michigan outfit. They weren't exactly a household name, known primarily for crafting convertible conversions and other bespoke automotive projects. This choice was deliberate, a way to keep the project off Buick's main production radar. Buick quietly, almost stealthily, shipped 547 unfinished Grand Nationals to ASC's workshop. Each car was a black canvas, slated for experimental surgery, a radical transformation. There were no press releases, no grand fanfare, just a stream of black cars rolling in, and something far, far meaner rolling out. It was a covert operation, laying the groundwork for a legend. The engineers there tore into the 3.8-liter short block with surgical precision. They added Teflon-lined bearings for enhanced durability, crucial for handling the immense power. The heart of the beast, the Garrett T3 Turbo, was specially cast and featured a lightweight ceramic turbine. This wasn't just for show. That ceramic turbine spooled up quicker than any traditional steel unit, practically eliminating turbo lag and delivering instant, brutal torque. Beyond the engine, they refined every aspect of the car. A functional louvered hood wasn't just for aesthetics, it effectively extracted heat from the engine bay. Composite fender flares were subtly integrated, allowing wider 245-section Goodyear tires to tuck neatly under the stock fenders, providing much-needed grip. Buick, sticking to its script, advertised the package at 276 horsepower and 360 pound-feet of torque. These numbers looked stout enough next to a 210 horsepower Corvette, yet they were conservative enough not to ruffle any executive feathers or raise too many eyebrows. However, the truth, as always, eventually surfaced. On the chassis dyno, these cars consistently laid down roughly 300 horsepower to the wheels, and an astounding of 380 pound-feet of torque. Once you factor in a conservative 15 to 20% driveline loss, that translates to closer to 350 horsepower at the crank. Buick knew it, ASC knew it, and McLaren definitely knew it. The real question isn't if they knew, but why they all collectively agreed to lie. It ripped from 0 to 60 miles per hour in a blistering 4.6 seconds and devoured the quarter mile in just 13.4 seconds at a screaming 102 miles per hour. Let that sink in for a moment. That made it quicker than a Ferrari 328, quicker than a Porsche 911 Turbo of the same year, and a full second faster than the contemporary Corvette. This wasn't just fast, it was supercar fast. So why the deliberate understatement? There were a couple of major factors at play. Firstly, insurance companies in the 80s were notoriously tough. They still punished high horsepower cars with exorbitant surcharges. By listing a modest 276 horsepower, Buick made the GNX appear less of an insurance risk, making it more palatable and insurable for buyers. Secondly, and perhaps more importantly, GM had an internal pecking order to maintain. The Corvette was the fiberglass flagship, the king of the hill, the ultimate performance statement for the entire corporation. The perception had to be maintained, even if reality was begging to differ. So Buick played the conservative game, a masterful stroke of corporate psychology. They published modest, understated numbers, allowing the car to do its real talking on the street. It was in essence the original factory tuned delete, except the delete was entirely on paper, not in the ECU. This deliberate discretion only fueled the car's mystique, creating a fervent cult following and endless rumors about its true capabilities, which, as we now know, were largely true. The GNX completely rewrote the rulebook on American performance. It wasn't just a fast car, it was a paradigm shift. It unequivocally proved that a boosted V6 engine could not only compete with, but utterly humble traditional V8s. This approach paved the way for the turbocharged pony cars and high-performance V6s that would emerge decades later. The GNX taught Detroit a crucial lesson. Understated badging combined with wildly over-delivered performance doesn't just create a fast car, it creates a cult icon, a legend whispered about in garages and revered by enthusiasts. It's a testament to innovation, daring engineering, and a little bit of clever corporate subterfuge. So, the next time someone confidently claims 276 horsepower for a GNX, you can flash that knowing smile, the same one Buick engineers probably wore back in '87. The reason that seemingly innocent lie persists is the very same reason the legend of the GNX continues to grow and captivate new generations of enthusiasts. Sometimes the best, most effective way to keep a secret is to print it right there in the brochure, hiding it in plain sight. Buick never issued a retraction. They never released a corrected power chart. They never officially admitted the car was faster than a Ferrari or a Corvette. And truthfully, they didn't have to. The asphalt, the drag strips, and the wide-eyed expressions of countless drivers who found themselves staring at the GNX's taillights already told the undeniable truth. The GNX mystery still hides, beautiful and potent in plain sight, and that's exactly how Buick and the 547 lucky owners who cherish these black beasts wanted it.